So I had a customer send me in this image and ask if we could make this. And despite looking for it everywhere, I can't seem to find a place where I can buy it. So I've gone to Gemini and I've said just now, recreate this image, isolate it on white and ready to print. And I said now because we were already doing stuff. And this is what I got. And we're going to go look at that. And so haven't downloaded it yet. Download full size. Let's see what we got here. Here it is. We're going to open that with Photoshop. And we're just going to look at it pixel to pixel. So I just use Control 1 to look at the image. And it looks clean. So there's different ways that I would handle this. Let's just export. Let's crop in. Crop in. This way we're going to get our true size. So we're just going to leave a little space around the edges. Alright. And now let's export that as PNG. And I'm just going to call it Babysitters Club. Alright, I'm going to call this OG to remind myself that that's where it came from. And then we're just going to open this in upscale. And yeah, 5500 is probably good, you know. I have a really fast computer, so if that's slower on your computer, that's why. Just have a nice desktop machine, which is what I always recommend for this type of work. Okay, and then I'm going to just go ahead and give myself more room around the canvas because I like to have lots of room to work and see what I'm doing. And I'm going to first turn off contiguous and select all this red. And then I'm going to hold Alt and deselect all this. So I'm holding Alt. That way I'm just going to get this part up here. Then I'm going to hit Control C, Control Shift V. And then I'm going to do a color overlay. So I'm going to select the red color. And then I'm going to do right click, blending options, color overlay. And then we'll choose that red. So we could also turn this into a vector if we wanted to. That's just an option that's available. Now I'm going to isolate the part at the bottom. So I'm just going to come over here and paint on the background with white and just kind of knock all this out. Turn that layer off so you can see what I'm doing. All right. And I'm just smoothing out any colors that I see. Making everything consistent. I'm being really picky now. You don't have to do this. And just this is OCD starting to kick in. So I'm just smoothing out anything that might interfere with my selection because I can, and it's easy to do. And then I'm going to grab my wand, turn on contiguous, and I'm just going to start going for the hard parts that I perceive as being, you know, a little bit difficult. I don't want to miss these parts, so I'm like focusing on them in the beginning. All right, that got the rest of it, so that leaked out. That's what I call that. And I think I got everything, so I'm going to hit Control Shift I, and then I'm going to, we'll just hit Control C. We'll get all of it. Control Shift V, turn off the background. Aha, there's my mistake right there. Delete. Control D. Now we're going to stroke this artwork part. So I'm going to select my color. Looks like we need this color right here. Okay. And I'm just going to do right click, blending options, stroke. We're going to do an inner stroke. We're going to use that color. Okay. Oh, I spotted a little part where I missed right here. I'm going to delete that. I just selected it with the wand and deleted it. So I've got my stroke on there. Let me show you what this is doing. So if I bring this in, it's stroking past where it should. But I actually want as much of this as I can get away with without losing detail. So I'm just going to come in here, and I've dragged my slider right here, and I'm going to see what I can get away with. So probably just 10. It's going to give me a nice sharp edge around everything. Okay, so to check my work, I'm going to put a solid color behind. So I'm going to choose black. I just use the little circle icon there to make the color layer, and that's going to show me where I've made even, just not bad mistakes, but more mistakes. Here's one right here. I missed that little white. Oh, I need to select the right layer. That's this layer. Okay. Now I want to texture the text. So I want to put some distress on it. So let's see how we can do that. This is just freehand in this idea. Generate a black and white texture, film grain style. Let's see how she does. Well, this is what she gave me. Let's see if we can use it. I'm going to download it. And we'll open that up with Photoshop. We'll just see. So let's do image adjustments threshold. Yeah, it feels like way too much. Let's do image mode grayscale. And then we'll do image adjustments brightness. And we'll just turn up the brightness. Yeah, that still seems like way too much. Well, we can use some parts in here. It'll be fine. All right, so now let's do image adjustments threshold. And we'll hit OK. And I'm just going to grab a piece of this that looks interesting. Let's grab this part right here. Actually, let's upscale it. Let's export it. That way we'll get finer detail level. Let's export it as texture. And then we'll upscale it. Oh, it's pretty big. Yeah, let's just go a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that in to my artwork here. Okay, cool. Now we can kind of see the real size compared to this. Yeah, and we just want to use this texture. Let's make this darken and put it above. And then we can see the effect that it's having. So I think it's too much. Well, maybe not there. I don't mind that. I'm trying to not break the words up too much, but get lots of texture across. Okay, let's try that. Now let's see how we're going to apply this. I think we should just merge this down. So I'll just take a copy, I'll call this my text, and I'll turn it off, and I'll duplicate, and turn this one on. And then I'm just going to we'll merge it down. No, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm being indecisive here. I've got it. I'm just going to turn off all the other layers and come to this layer. And then I'm going to use my magic wand and I'm going to turn off contiguous. And I'm just going to select the black. And then I'm just going to go back to my text copy and I'm going to hit delete. Oh, delete, select the right layer, delete. Here we go. All right, Photoshop's a journey. So that might be too much. I think it looks pretty good. Let's let it be. Okay, so obviously your own texture, we could paint some of it out. You know, we could turn this layer back on and then we could remove some of it with a soft brush. So there's so many things we can do. Let's just use an eraser tool and we'll go really soft and pretty big. And you could paint it in where you wanted it. Good to control the texture, if you liked. All right, I'm going to go with what I had. See that indecisiveness? This is where it hits me. Let's just hit the edges. See what we got. Oop, too much. Okay, it's just a little more. Too much, too much. All right, now let's merge these two down. I'm actually gonna, I actually lost my good clean text copy. That's okay. Let's merge these two down. And then we're going to do layer mask from transparency. And then we're going to do image adjustments threshold. And now we could choose more or less at this stage. All right. Let's turn this on. Let's turn this off, see what we got. We could adjust the placement of the text copy if we wanted to. I think that's just a little tighter. Feels better to me. All right, so we're gonna do image trim, transparent pixels. Yeah, I can't stand that not being a little more centered over the people. Let's do that. And then kind of file. Yeah, well, let's do image size. Image size 300, 4500. All right. And now this is my Photoshop document. So I'm going to save this as and keep the Photoshop document. And then I'm going to threshold the whole thing. So I'm just going to take the whole thing, merge it, layer mask from transparency, alt click, image adjustments threshold. And then file, export, quick export as PNG. And there it is. And we're done. Hey, I hope that helps.